this morning as I was shoveling the snow in mid-April. Thank you, Winnipeg. God deposited a thought into my mind. And it was this: instead of wasting all my time on COVID conversations and arguing for or against the restrictions, vaccines, masks, what have you, what if we put our passion and our energy into telling people about Jesus instead? And maybe you don't follow Jesus, and that's okay, but we could choose to spend this next year feeling annoyed, angry, bitter, disappointed. Maybe you can relate to that throughout COVID-19. I don't think that's how we want to spend our year. Or we could spend this next year telling the world about God and the hope that he brings, even in hopeless situations. I believe 2021 could be very different for you and for all of us if we keep our eyes on Jesus instead of our problems and the messed up situations around us. God can help us with that. So let's love people well today and not get sucked into arguments that can just ultimately be a waste of time. In the book of Titus, chapter 3, verse 9, it says, "Avoid controversies and arguments about the law, as they are useless and a waste of time." So instead of spending lateral energy on things that aren't necessarily going to change just because I have an opinion about it, what if we instead of wasting that time, spent our energy on talking about the person who can save our lives now and forever? This is just something God's been challenging me to stop getting sucked up in these arguments. It's something you put on my heart to share. So instead of being angry, God can help us replace that anger and give us love. Instead of being argumentative, God can give us peace. Instead of being bitter, God can help us to be content. Instead of feeling disappointed and depressed, God can give us hope for the future. Instead of being afraid and fearful, God can give us faith and trust that it's going to work out and this will not last forever. So that's my challenge for us today, that instead of getting sucked up into these arguments, why don't we try to bring hope and life into this world and tell someone about God today?